My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Have you ever thought about owning a mobile home park? Well, if you've been poking around, if you've been checking it out, then you'll definitely want to tune in today because Charlotte Dunford has done exactly that. Not once, not twice, but if I recall correctly, Charlotte, I think you guys have been involved in 26 different mobile home parks communities. Is that correct?
Currently, we own 26, but we have had over 29 acquisitions.
Okay, there you go. So I stand corrected. Closer to 30. So there we go. So Charlotte is zooming in all the way from the outskirts of Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure. So Charlotte, give us a quick overview, a snapshot, if you will, of what your real estate investing business looks like as of today, mid 2024. Number of parks, number of pads that you guys have got, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so Johns Creek Capital. Um, I'm the co-managing partner of Johns Creek Capital. We focus on uh, acquiring small to medium-sized mobile home parks.
Mhm.
We currently hold 26 mobile home parks with over 4.3 million in investor subscriptions. But we started in 2020 starting buying parks in 10 different states. So we
Wow. So,
mostly
so you've
focus
built up
in,
that portfolio in four
yeah.
years. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, thank you. So we have most of the parks are in, you know, at least landlord friendly, if not, landlord neutral states. In We have one in the Northeast, one in our Arizona, but the rest are focused in the Southeast and the Midwest, where the laws are a little bit more fair towards landlords. So yeah, so that's when we started. When cap rates were a lot higher at 10%, but
Mhm.
during different transitional periods, different market environments, we navigate differently, we pivot differently. So Johns Creek Capital is really delivering financial products for investors through mobile home park investing as a vehicle.
Got it. So when you say small to medium sized parks, give me an idea of what does that mean?
Anything below 50 pads will be considered a
Okay.
small to medium level size park.
Interesting.
Anything below 50, I mean above 50 will be considered slightly bigger. And there are parks that are a lot bigger, 300 lots, 400 lots. That's almost like a small city. But the ones that we're focusing on, at least right now, are small to medium level size parks. And
So up to
because
50 pads kind of
up
thing.
to 50 pads, yes.
Okay. Very, very cool, Charlotte. So, um, what is the advantage of going after that size of the asset? Why did you guys kind of hone in on that? I find that interesting because I've
Yeah,
interviewed a few of the guys that are in the, looking for the really big ones.
yeah.
So I love the idea that you guys are focusing on smaller ones.
Yeah. So I think, one of the number one reasons businesses fail is they fail to escape competition. So when we start in 2020, mobile home parks is still kind of a long ignored sector. However, it was not, no, there was still plenty of competition. So when we started, we wanted to pick a niche where there are enough opportunities. There's still a lot of profit to be made, but
Mhm.
not so competitive to the point where your cap rate gets so compressed to the point that you're not able to buy any good deals. So
Yeah.
so that's why we started that niche, and we are in this niche because we've learned that small to medium level parks are actually a different animal from bigger parks.
I
They
would
have
imagine.
different expense ratios, different operating models. So, once we mastered a model, we want to, take advantage of that knowledge, take advantage of that professionalism and the ability to navigate this particular niche. And that it doesn't mean that in the future, Johns Creek Capital wouldn't want to move to a bigger park, just given the circumstances, given the market conditions, however the deal makes sense, right? A lot of times the bigger deals for a small niche market, group like us, just doesn't make a lot of sense deal wise.
what are the biggest differences between the smaller parks and the bigger parks in your estimation? Like,
So, I would say for smaller parks, the difference is, with the bigger parks, you're obviously dealing with a lot more money. You with a lot more money, the risk profile kind of goes up with a lot more liability
hmm,
to 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 think about. Obviously, there are pros and cons to everything.
yeah,
Obviously, with a bigger park, you would have you have economy of scale. You would have, kind of if people leave, you will still have other tenants. However, with bigger park, the risk there is that if you do have a catastrophic event, you might need to block out a bigger part of the park where you have a lot bigger cut in your revenue. And a lot of times for bigger parks like that, when cities, municipalities don't like you, they go after you're more likely to get a really big fine, and they think you have deep pockets, and you just face different challenges. And a small park, you sometimes you're able to operate little more in a more simple way,
under the
but they
wire.
have their challenges as well.
Yeah. No, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay, very interesting. So, what are some of the I'm just thinking, so you've got 26 different parks at the moment across 10 states, did you say? So,
Yeah.
so do you typically have on-site management? Are you doing most of the management from afar? How does that look?
Yeah, so my business partner and I, we take this in-house. We manage it ourselves because like I said, small to medium level mobile home parks are such a different animal, and you
Yeah.
can't possibly hire a third-party management company to do as good of a job for you from afar, and it will be difficult to manage that way. And for us, we really take everything, we manage it ourselves, and we have a system from here. With that said, they're long distance, right? So we have a localized team of contractors and repairs and maintenance people, and for example lawn care plumbers, you
Mm.
name it, and point of contacts for the parks to gather around that park, to rally around the park, per se, when we as the headquarter here calls upon them. So we do have that team. That's important too as an infrastructure to support the operations. But as far as managing it from a property management, yeah, we do it in house. And as far as the asset management, for example, if you need to go to court, you need to address a violation. We do
Mm.
travel out there. My partner does. He's more the boots on the ground operator, so he does travel out there to meet with any city personnel officials to address the problem.
So, Charlotte, you've been bringing on investor partners for a while in these kind of projects. What are some of the objections or common misconceptions people have? Because um, I don't know about where you're at, but up here there's a bit of a stigma around mobile home parks, and in
Mm-hmm.
Canada we've got the infamous Trailer Park Boys TV show that and all that kind of stuff. So there's
In
there's all
America
this
too,
stuff.
same
What's
thing.
that?
Yeah, yeah. In America, in the United States, is the same stigma. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
so what kind of what do you have to show investors to get over that stigma and show them what the opportunity really is in these parks?
Yeah. So first of all, there are two layers to this. First of all, what Johns Creek Capital is really delivering a financial product, right? We're offering passive income, we're offering equity growth. So that's the financial product, and tax advantages to a certain extent. So that's layer one. You show them by delivering the results of
Yeah, but
their,
you got to get them
cash
hooked.
flow.
You got to
That's
get you
right.
got to
And
get them
number
hooked on
two,
what the
right?
asset
So
is, right?
exactly, mobile home park is, like you said, mobile home park is a means to an end. It's not
Yeah,
the end. So how do you explain to them the means, why mobile home park? So
yeah.
the same reason as why we want to do, why I got into this industry, right? I know the stigma. So it's because of the affordable housing challenge. Are we
Okay.
solving a problem? Right? What's the problem we're solving? We're
Mhm.
solving the affordable housing problem the United States or the world really is facing. So that's the problem we're solving. So really, our goal is trying to solve a bigger problem, and in the meantime of solving that problem, delivering a good quality housing product to low income population by providing this affordable housing product. Mobile home parks are really the product definition or customer segment it really is. When your mobile home park is the best money value for money housing product in any given local market. If a park fits that, that's why we have, over 15 different acquisition criteria. And one of them is the difference between the mobile home park lot rent and the local housing product rent. For example, apartment building rent, well, how much do you need to pay to get a mortgage on a house, right? So if there is a big gap, that means there's demand for affordable housing. And that's important. So really is to solve that bigger problem. That's what drives us because we are also investors in this too. We're general partners and our investors are limited partners. So we're all partners in this. So the goal is to solve this problem. Any business is trying to solve problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. So as we're wrapping up our conversation here, Charlotte, maybe talk to some of the challenges. You touched on this with municipalities. With these smaller parks, do you still have challenges with municipalities? And if so, what do they look like? And what is it about municipalities and mobile home parks that they just don't seem to get along too well sometimes?
Right, they don't get along very well. Most municipalities don't like mobile home parks. Number one, like you said, because of stigma, and number two, it's for tax reasons, right? They would much rather you build a commercial office in that pot of land than running a mobile home park. They will collect a lot more tax income. It's all about the money, right? Follow the money. So that's really the bottom line. So how we get along with them is it's really work proactively with them, become their ally, get on their good side. I mean, those are pretty cliche, advice. But I would say the most important thing is to really be proactive and be their ally and present that vision or the plans that you have to improve this park to make them understand that this is, providing affordable housing product to the city. So it's helping the city in a way. And unfortunately, not all municipalities and people are all different. Not everybody's going to be able to get on board with you. That's when you have to do your due diligence during, your acquisition time, see what the city's attitude is towards the park. And with that said, the city could change their mayor, the city could change their officials, they could change their code enforcement officer, they could turn their backs on you anytime. So you really need to be diplomatic about the process and also seek legal counsel when needed. So it's mobile home parks definitely a different animal to tame, but I think 5 years into this business, asset management in mobile home parks. So I think we've definitely learned a lot. It definitely kind of developed a system to deal with those challenges.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic. So, Charlotte, if people would like to connect with you and find out more, where should they go?
Yeah, so just go to our website at johnscreekcapital.com or email me directly at info@johnscreekcapital.com.
Well, fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing your insights. Congratulations on building up a lovely portfolio in a pretty short period of time. And I really like the fact that you guys have found your niche with these small to medium-sized parks. So keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, take care, and we will see you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.